Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Here in the Live Center, we're following reports of gunfire inside of a Wilson Walmart. We're working to confirm the details.
And a very warm Christmas Eve with near record highs today, then some scattered showers for Christmas Day. We'll show you when and where we expect those and help you make plans for the rest of the holiday weekend.
And we're also talking about how a local organization is spreading love this Christmas Eve and how they're making sure everyone enjoys the holiday season. Plus, a nursing home explosion. Investigators are sifting through debris in search of the cause of that tragedy. But we do want to go with that breaking news that we have learned about in the past 30 minutes. Reports of gunfire inside a Walmart in Wilson. Let's bring in Destiny Patterson. She is in the WRAL Live Center. Destiny, what are we learning so far?
Chris, the details at this point are still very scarce. You can see we have Sky 5 on the way to that scene, on the way to that Wilson Walmart. To give you a little bit of perspective, this is where that Walmart is. Just in the last 30 minutes, we have seen dozens of reports of people talking about a possible shooting inside of that Walmart. Of course, at this point, we are working to confirm if anyone was hurt in this. And of course, we also want to confirm the severity of this incident as well. Of course, we're going to keep checking in. We've reached out to police. Sky 5 again is on the way, and our Sean Gallagher is also on the way. As soon as we have new details, we'll let you know.
All right, we know you will, Destiny. Thank you. Expect near record warmth today and tomorrow, Christmas. Highs could reach the 70s for some of us. And meteorologist Chris Michaels is live in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. I mean, I made the joke earlier, Chris, but instead of cookies and milk, maybe leave out some barbecue for Santa.
You know, he might like that, especially coming to North Carolina. So, yeah, why not? Give it a shot. You start out with some sunshine now. The high-level clouds that we had in parts of the area have thinned out, so temperatures are really starting to take off from there. Raleigh starting out with plenty of sunshine. It is breezy, so that's helping to give our temperatures a little bit of a boost. Durham's already at 69 degrees. Fayetteville's already in the low 70s, and Goldsboro at 72. Cary at 67 so far. So if you're grabbing a bite this afternoon, you might want to take it outside. Maybe you're hanging out with family at home. It'd be a good afternoon just to be outside, get some fresh air. It feels like spring out there. Temperatures making it into the low to mid 70s this afternoon. So 72 the forecast high in the Triangle. The record for today is 77. Tomorrow, taking our temperatures down just a touch. I still think we managed to reach into the 60s. The record is 75, but with some additional cloud cover, it may not be quite as warm as what you see out there today. Here's Futurecast, 5 a.m. and maybe a stray shower, but after 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, that's when we bump up our chances to about 30%. I think the heaviest, most widespread activity is going to be off toward the north and east. And then after 11 a.m. tomorrow, our chances will still remain at just about 20%. And you'll see probably more of a blend of clouds and sun. So your Christmas day is not a complete waste. Instead, we'll see temperatures like this. Raleigh at 68, still making a run at the 70s in the Sandhills. You'll be in the low to mid 60s farther to the north. But a pair of big drops in temperature between now and New Year's Eve. We'll walk you through those and how to plan around them coming up in a few minutes.
All right, sounds great, Chris. Thank you. The Christmas season brings out the warmth and the generosity here locally. This afternoon, one organization is making sure everyone feels the Christmas spirit. WRAL's Liz McLaughlin is live on New Bern Avenue, and that is where a big celebration is happening right now, Liz.
That's right. Volunteers all morning have been packing these hot
Little issue there with Liz's live shot, but essentially it's the Helping Hand mission, and the whole point of what they're doing is making sure that people have some holiday cheer. We're talking about toys and clothing that's going to be available. Volunteers say that it's a lot more than just food, though, right? It's about letting people know they matter.
Every day someone is going homeless, and to be able to provide them a hot meal, you know, at least once a day during this holidays, is great because it shows them that someone is caring about them.
And the Helping Hand mission is serving a free Christmas Eve meal today, and later this afternoon, a marching band will perform holiday music there. Donations are still welcome for anyone who wants to support that mission. Our community just stepping up in a big way to help out. Okay, so when it comes to holiday travel, AAA projects nearly 110 million people will travel by vehicle. That's an additional 2.2 million people on the road compared to the same period last year. Now, if you are the type to wait to the last minute, you're in luck. AAA says that today and tomorrow there actually should be minimal traffic. We're showing you right now a live look at I-40 and Airport Boulevard, and you'll see traffic. It's flowing pretty well. AAA says that 3.7 million North Carolinians will travel at least 50 miles from home over this holiday travel season. But today, we went ahead and swung by Raleigh's Union Station. That's where holiday travels are opting for the rails there for the travelers. And we're talking about a mom and a daughter who are inspired by one of their favorites this time of year, the Polar Express.
It's something that I cannot take away. I'm super excited for her, and it's just a memorable time, and the city's going to be lit up, and hopefully we see some snow on the way while we're up there. But yeah, it's something that I extremely cherish. I'm so grateful to be able to take the time and spend the moments with her.
And if you're opting to drive, Santa's gift for you is cheaper gas. AAA says the national average is below $3. In Wake County, you might even be able to find it just north of about $2 a gallon.
Here in the Live Center, we're staying on top of delays and cancellations in the nearby airports. Let's start with RDU here locally. We have 9 delays and 1 cancellation here out of RDU. Taking a look at some of our nearby airports, if we take a look out of New York, we have 46 delayed flights, 1 canceled. DC, 24 delayed flights. Charlotte, 13 delayed flights. And Atlanta, 30 delayed flights. Of course, we'll stay on top of this and let you know of any issues.
All right, thank you for that, Destiny. Now, as you prepare to go to the airport, the TSA is urging you to avoid bringing clothing that's got a little too much sparkle on it. That's because the body scanners at airports, they respond a little too well to them. Glitter, metallic thread, sequins, these can trigger the scanners, and that can lead to pat-downs and delayed wait times. Just a reminder, you should download the WRAL News app to stay up to date on holiday travel news. You can find traffic and weather updates, plus flight disruptions, and that app is free to download. Rescue and recovery teams are searching for 5 missing people, and that's because of a massive explosion at a nursing home in eastern Pennsylvania. At least 2 people are dead and 20 are hurt. Here's NBC's Sam Brock.
Behind me, what is now known as the Bristol Health and Rehab Center is in shambles. There are wheelchairs and shattered glass hospital beds strewn all throughout this facility here after what Governor Josh Shapiro called a catastrophic explosion yesterday. Now, we still don't have an official cause. Governor Shapiro, though, says all indications are pointing to the fact that there was a gas leak that caused this explosion. On scene right now, you're looking at members of the local police department, fire marshal, even the ATF and the NTSB are on scene right now. 2 people have been confirmed dead so far. There are up to 5 who are unaccounted for. It's not clear exactly where that number is derived, as we heard from the fire chief yesterday, who said that it's still a process trying to connect with loved ones who may or may not have reported the location of their relatives who could be in hospitals or other places. So they're really trying to pin that figure down. But the chief also said that somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 people were transported to local hospitals. As far as what's happening today, an ongoing investigation to try to figure out what happened. The chief says that the first blast that occurred yesterday, which happened when the utility company was on scene, called because of that gas odor smell, led to an explosion that collapsed the first floor into the basement of the facility. 2 people were trapped in there. He said that law enforcement were literally picking people up 2 at a time over their shoulders and carrying them out to safety. 15 to 30 seconds after everybody got out, there was a second explosion. So many questions left to answer right now. Governor Shapiro also saying that the ownership here changed hands only a few weeks ago, and that on December 10th, state health employees had actually met with new ownership about upgrading the standards here. Not clear exactly where that went. We were not able to reach Sabre Healthcare Group, which is the new ownership, but they did offer comment to the Philadelphia Inquirer saying that they are working right now doing whatever they can to try to address the damage and to protect the families. In Bucks County, Sam Brock, NBC News.
We're still following reports of gunfire in a Wilson Walmart. As we're working to confirm that, Sky 5 has just made it to the scene, so we're all taking this in. You can see multiple police units that are on the scene right there, just outside of the market entrance of that Walmart. We can also see a gurney. It doesn't appear that anyone is on that gurney. Lots of bystanders as well, as we can see in this shot. There's an EMS truck that's on the scene. We're still working to find out if anyone was injured, and we're still working to find out the severity of this incident as well. This is also a pretty busy shopping center. There are multiple stores in this shopping center, so we're working to find out, again, just the depth of what happened here, and we have reached out to police to get more information, and once we get that, we'll bring it to you.
Yeah, we're trying to get some witness testimony as well. Thank you, Destiny. We are keeping our eye on the stocks today as they will be closed tomorrow. Dow Jones is up about 290 points right now. Off screen, the S&P 500 up about 24 points and the NASDAQ up 50 points there. It appears right now the S&P is climbing there to a freshly intraday record in the holiday shortened season. Just keep that in mind. So for the first time in 2 years, Christmas activities return to a little town called Bethlehem. Worshippers from around the world return to the holy city where Christians believe Jesus was born. The Palestinian city refrained from public Christmas celebrations over the past 2 years, and that's because of the war in Gaza. Brightly colored lights and marching bands filled Manger Square as both Christians and Muslims joined in the festivities. Police officers also filled the square to ensure there was a peaceful celebration.
The message of Christmas is the message of hope and the message of peace. And we're sending this message to the whole world. And we tell them Bethlehem is safe, and the people of Bethlehem and the living stones of this amazing land are waiting for all of you to come and walk the streets of Bethlehem and make the Bible alive.
Pilgrims usually flock to that location of that stable in Bethlehem's Church of the Nativity. In Christian belief, Jesus was born in a stable because there was no room for his parents in the inn. One of Santa's reindeer made a special stop at Duke Children's Hospital to make a Christmas wish come true. We're talking about a real reindeer that arrived to meet the kids. This special visit happened because a 10-year-old patient wrote a letter to Santa. That child has been in the hospital for more than 3 months. In the letter, he asked Santa if he could meet a real reindeer. Well, the Duke Child Life team, they stepped in, found a sheriff in Graham County who takes his reindeer to these events, and the reindeer arrived at the hospital just in time. Next at noon, heavily armed and anti-Semitic. The man arrested and why he was charged after showing support for the Bondi shooters. Plus, erupt off and erupt on, we are showing you the eruption happening at Hawaii's Kilauea volcano. Plus, food bank needs. How badly the need is for donations and the concerns local groups have if another government shutdown happens.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000, sponsored by the WRAL Weather app. Download now for live radar.
I want to get you straight to this video, Sky 5 video, outside of a Wilson Walmart. We have seen at least one person get on a gurney and into the back of an EMS truck. We're also hearing over radio traffic that at least 2 people have been hurt in connection to this incident. We're hearing multiple reports of shots fired inside of this Walmart. I mean, we just now see them zooming out and we can really just see the size of this scene here. Multiple police units in the parking lot, multiple people gathered here in between that Walmart and some of the other stores in this parking lot. Again, we have WRAL Sean Gallagher on the way to the scene. As we're working to get more information, we will bring it to you.
All right, thank you for that, Destiny. A man accused of making social media posts pledging support for the Bondi Beach shooters appeared in court this morning. He's charged with 3 offenses, including carrying a prohibited weapon. Police searched his home after that deadly attack, and they recovered thousands of rounds of ammunition, 6 rifles, and Hamas and Hezbollah flags. He notes that referencing Hitler and the Holocaust were also recovered. In response to that deadly attack, the New South Wales Parliament approved a bill to curb gun violence. The new laws tighten firearm ownership rules. They also ban the public display of terror symbols and expand police powers to restrict protests considered a security risk. As for individual gun licenses, those will be capped at 4, while farmers will be permitted to own up to 10 guns.
I want to make it clear that this isn't the end of change. Sydney and New South Wales has changed forever as a result of that terrorist activity last Sunday. And we know it's our responsibility to do everything we can to keep the people of New South Wales safe, and that means further change in the new year.
15 people were killed and dozens more were injured in that terror attack at Bondi Beach this month. No major damage is being reported from a 6.1 magnitude earthquake this morning near Taiwan. That quake shook buildings in the capital of Taipei. Taiwan's proximity to the Pacific Plate, it made this quake a reminder of its vulnerability. The island has experienced severe quakes in the past, including the one in 2016 that killed more than 100 people. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano began erupting again. Look at your screen here, right here. You'll see the lava spewing there from the volcano. Wow, it's been happening on and off for a year. And this is the 39th eruption in the past year. The eruption episodes can last up to 12 hours. Well, Santa interrupted his schedule to visit a special group of children ahead of Christmas. I want to show you the only self-contained deaf and hard of hearing unit in Orange County, Florida. Beyond academics, that program works to empower kids. Every year, Santa gives those children a memorable experience.
And some of the children, they can hear, they have the cochlear implants and they can hear my voice and, they can see me sign and, it's just a full experience for them.
And parents say the gift of being seen is far more valuable than anything Santa will bring on Christmas morning. All right, we're talking about what he will be bringing here on Christmas morning. It's not snow, though. Sorry. No. So it's going to be warm. Basically, behind Zebulon, just that, but tomorrow.
Yeah, so we're looking at lots of sunshine overhead and Santa Claus having to wear shorts and a T-shirt as he's flying in to North Carolina. At least that's the case right now. A little breezy at times, and that breeze is actually helping to warm things up, that combined with the sunshine. Fayetteville is at 71, so is Rocky Mount. Goldsboro already at 72 degrees. Cary and Garner, Roxborough at 68 degrees. So we had some clouds in the area earlier this morning. Those have since thinned out. They were feeding off of some of the higher terrain in Virginia, but now it's a mostly sunny sky, and that's something that's really going to take us through the rest of our Christmas Eve, with a lot of us in the low to mid 70s for the next several afternoons. So for several hours, I should say. For Raleigh, the record high this afternoon is 77 degrees, so we'll be within a few degrees of that. Heading into the evening, temperatures will be in the 50s, so if you're planning on checking out some Christmas lights or you have some evening plans, it's not like you're necessarily going to need the thick jacket out there, maybe just an extra layer. Here's 11 p.m. Temperatures are in the 40s, and they'll continue to fall as we head into tomorrow morning. By 5 a.m., maybe a stray shower out there. But it's really after 6 or 7 a.m. that we see just a scattering of showers, most of which would be near and to the north of the triangle, currently having our coverage at about 30% of the area. As we get into the afternoon, high temperatures for the most part look like they'll be in the mid to upper 60s. I've taken them down just a touch only because I think we see more cloud cover and a stray shower lasting into the afternoon, whereas the Sandhills still have the chance at hitting the 70-degree mark. So Raleigh 68, Fayetteville 71, Roanoke Rapids in the low to mid 60s. It'll also be the case in places like Lewisburg. So you may not be breaking records tomorrow, but it still looks like it's going to be a fairly warm Christmas for us, with temperatures about 10 degrees above average. Heading into Friday, this is when things change big time, all right? We've got a front that's going to be sagging south of the area, and so our high temperature on the 7-day forecast is in the 50s, but that probably happens before sunrise Friday. A northeast breeze banking up against the mountains, that's going to keep us in the 40s during much of the afternoon. Now, by Saturday, we go in the complete opposite direction. Again, it's just weather ping-pong back and forth. Saturday's mild and mainly dry. Most of Sunday looks to be dry to me, but we do see the chance for some rain coming in at night with a system that is going to be dipping down into our warmth. And as it does so, you can see the rain that it brings to us Sunday night, perhaps into early Monday morning, and then the cold air arrives as we head into much of next week. So by New Year's Eve, it is actually going to feel like winter, whereas this Christmas Eve, it doesn't. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s today, upper 60s tomorrow. Again, keep in mind that temperatures will likely drop a little bit from morning to afternoon Friday. Then by Saturday, we're back to near 70 degrees. Sunday in the 60s, that cold front blows through, and then we're in the 20s. So a nice Christmas gift, Chris, would be the Powerball. You might have some of your numbers there on the 7-day forecast.
All right, thanks for tracking that for us, Chris. Your time right now is 12:19. Recruiting success. How more officers are helping reduce response times and meeting a goal. That's at 4 o'clock. Then at 5:30, nausea and extreme pain tied to cannabis use. A Wake County woman is one of the people sharing her stories as the condition known as CHS gets a new name on social media. The warning she has for parents as more teenagers and young adults are diagnosed. Many happy returns. 5 on your side shares what shoppers need to know about gift return deadlines. And Santa struggles, how the unemployment crisis in the U.S. is extending to the North Pole. Well, if you're making those final Christmas preparations, don't forget to keep those gift return policies in mind. Many stores are already offering extended holiday returns, but the rules depend on where you shop. To walk you through that process, here's 5 on your side's Keely Arthur.
Once the gifts are gone from under the tree, the clock starts ticking on returns, and every store has different rules. At Walmart, most items purchased between October 1st and December 31st can be returned until January 31st. But there are some exceptions, especially for electronics and third-party marketplace sellers. Amazon also offers extended holiday returns. Most items bought between November 1st and December 31st can be returned until January 31st of the next year. But some items, like Apple products, perishables, or customized goods, have a shorter window or aren't returnable at all. And Macy's allows returns on most items purchased from early October through the end of December until the end of January. But certain brands and designer items are excluded. Target's deadlines come sooner, with most holiday purchases needing to be returned by January 24th. And finally, GameStop extending returns on holiday purchases until January 15th. Be sure to hold on to your receipts and keep the original packaging. And if you can, try to return in person versus online via shipping. It's going to be more efficient and less expensive. Keely Arthur, 5 on your side.
Well, it turns out not even Santa is immune to job shortages. Store Santa jobs postings are down 35% this year compared to last year. Online shopping and stores that are cutting budgets are 2 reasons that are being blamed. Others say some parents no longer want to put a toddler on Santa's lap. Have you seen the photos when it happens? The toddler doesn't want that either. Santa stand-ins are looking to get in on the payroll, also have to meet stiffer job requirements, such as having real beards instead of fake ones. Netflix is getting rid of some shows and movies in the new year. It's going to make one of its biggest licensing purges next month. That includes 80s classics such as The Goonies, Dirty Dancing, and all 4 of the Karate Kid installments. For TV series, we're talking about Star Trek Prodigy, Lost, and Mr. Robot. The Hallmark Channel is headed back to the Biltmore to film a new film. The new love story is about acquaintances in the Gilded Age who become more than that in present day. Back in 2023, a Biltmore Christmas was filmed there, and the new movie will be part of 2026 Countdown to Christmas. Production begins next month. We're talking about Christmas travel delays, the challenges Americans are facing all across the country, plus the growing need as more families ask for help. Local food banks are facing new challenges, how they're stretching resources during a critical time. And we do have a look at your winning lottery numbers right here on your screen.
Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Back to that breaking news story right now. Reports of gunfire inside a Walmart in Wilson. Let's go to Destiny Patterson right now in the WRAL Live Center. Destiny, I've been texting with a mom who says her daughter was at that Walmart. She didn't want to talk, but she says her daughter is fine right now. What are you learning right now in the Live Center?
Chris, we have seen a lot of posts online, people saying that they were really scared when they first heard possible gunshots inside of this Walmart. I want you to take a look at this live picture from Sky 5. We have stayed on this over the past 30 minutes, and we will continue to do so. Just in the last few minutes, we've gotten an update from Wilson Police. They tell us that they're aware of shots fired in the area of this Walmart. They also say that this is not an active shooter. They're asking people to stay away from the area as they try to investigate this situation here. Again, you can see just how large this scene is. Several police units that are on the scene. We've seen at least 2 people who have been on gurneys that have gotten into the back of EMS trucks. You can see the large presence of people that are kind of mulling about in between the Walmart and some of the other shops in this area. Our Sean Gallagher is on the way to the scene. He should be there shortly. And once we get more information, we'll bring it to you. I want you to take a listen to some of what we've heard over radio traffic.
Medic 7, we've dispatched first responders. We've got officers arriving on scene at this time. We know of at least 1 to 2 subject that's been shot.
10-4, just let us know when it's safe to approach and if it's more than 2 patients.
This is also still very flexible for the people that are there on the ground. And of course, we will keep you updated as we get new information. And if you hear anything, please feel free to report it to us at WRAL.com/reportit.
That's a very useful resource, and that way you can show us what we're not able to see from our perspective. Thank you, Destiny. Now, it's shaping up to be a white and wet Christmas Eve for millions of Americans, with storms that are impacting travel in large portions of the country. NBC's Dana Griffin is in Los Angeles, where a powerful atmospheric river is hitting at this time.
This morning, with the Christmas Eve crush underway, brutal storms are putting a wrench in travel plans across the country. Overnight, a powerful Pineapple Express battering the West with dangerous winds and intense downpours. Some areas drenched in several inches of rain, with more than 44 million under flood alerts this morning.
We have seen far too many incidents where fast-moving water is underestimated.
And in the Northeast, millions may get a white Christmas, with parts of New England preparing for heavy snow.
At home, we're supposed to get 3 to 6 inches.
But Americans are on the move with one day to go until Christmas. Highways and airports are already jam-packed.
Very crazy, obnoxious, lots of movement, like a herd of sheep just all being moved around.
Airport traffic got so bad in South Florida, some folks got out and walked the final stretch.
Delays and cancellations are definitely top of mind for travelers this year.
And with 6,700 flight delays Tuesday, many are hoping they'll make it home in time for the holiday.
3-hour delay, 4 o'clock and now it's 7 o'clock. So, hey, it's a holiday.
Just a reminder, you can download the WRAL News app to stay up to date on travel news for the holiday. You can find traffic and weather updates, plus flight disruptions. That app is free to download. We'll also update you on that situation playing out in Wilson right now. The holiday season also brings a spike in demand for food banks in our area. Food banks like the Interfaith Food Shuttle say that the need for it, for help, it doesn't stop after Christmas. CEO Ron Pringle says many of their organizations have seen a steady increase of 30 to 50% during the last few months. And he says some people have concerns about the future of SNAP benefits.
We love the support that we receive this time of year because the need, of course, is always higher. We want them to remember that we're still going to need their support and to turn in the new year because we are still trying to prepare ourselves, for what lies ahead.
Pringle says he is grateful for the community's efforts during the holidays, but he is asking for continued support after January 1st. Beginning in January, the Trump administration says it is introducing paycheck garnishments for students who defaulted on federal loans. The government will take up to 15% after taxes to pay toward the loans. The Department of Education expects the first notices to be sent to around the second week of January. The Trump administration says federal student loan debt amounts to $1.6 trillion. The Trump administration also says it wants to overhaul how some foreign workers entry visas are given and replace it with another worker focus. The Department of Homeland Security said on Tuesday it will scrap the lottery system for H-1B work visas and then replace it with a system that prioritizes skilled, higher-paid foreign workers. Prominent U.S. companies such as Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, and Google have used the existing lottery system, and they do that to hire foreign workers. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Department says the current system has often been abused, and this is by businesses wanting foreign workers for lower pay instead of American workers are offered. Raleigh is testing new technology at some of its busiest intersections. The city is using AI to better understand traffic and safety in real time. Traffic cameras are being used along with the advanced software to analyze how cars, people, and bicyclists move through intersections, and the goal is to make signaling more efficient. City leaders say the pilot program does not record or store video or even collect personal information. But for now, the technology is only being tested at a few intersections across Raleigh. The town of Garner has a new deputy police chief right here on your screen, Catherine Christian. She started her career at NC State's police department. She most recently served in Cary as a captain and the South District commander. Christian begins her new role January 12th. Fraud surge, why cybersecurity experts say businesses can expect to see an increase in crimes this holiday season. Plus, sharing data, why this practice can prove life-saving in the right context.
A man is in the hospital after a stabbing in Raleigh. Let me show you where this happened. Raleigh police say that it happened in the 3600 block of Constellation Drive. Again, one man was hurt. He has non-life-threatening injuries. They tell us that this happened just before 10:30 this morning. A woman is in custody, but they haven't said if she will formally face any charges at this point. They also say that this woman and the man knew each other.
This year's holiday season is expected to be and even to bring an unprecedented surge in fraud attempts. That's because of the increased use of artificial intelligence. Griff Jenkins explains how AI is also being used to fight back.
Refund requests and fraudulent charge disputes are expected to be on the rise this holiday season. A new Payments.com report shows more merchants bracing for a surge in fraud attempts, many fueled by the growing use of AI, which is driving more sophisticated scams and cyber attacks targeting consumers.
You know, scammers prey on people during holiday because people are distracted. They're buying gifts, they're online, they're on social channels, which is a really big area of scammer exploitation.
Cybersecurity company McAfee estimates that 1 in 3 consumers ages 18 to 34 have fallen victim to deepfake scams. And 88% of Americans say they believe AI has increased both the number and sophistication of scams compared to years past.
You have to do a little bit more due diligence.
I will just try to use best judgment. They're looking so real at this point that it's hard to tell.
But even as AI makes scams more prevalent this season, artificial intelligence is also helping merchants fight fraud at an unprecedented scale.
They're investing in behavioral analytic techniques and AI technologies themselves to try to alert consumers of the possibility of being exploited.
Still, 30 and 40% of merchants say they are finding gaps in fraud management tools and worry there are too few resources to fully protect consumers. Many shoppers say they feel the same.
I feel like I'm a pretty savvy person, but of course, as AI gets more smart, like, you never know.
People need to be aware. If it sounds too good to be true, it typically is. But at the end of the day, people have to be on their guard.
That was Griff Jenkins reporting, and that same holiday report says fraud prevention can no longer be a seasonal effort. Cybersecurity experts say heightened vigilance around AI should happen all year round. All right, right now we are giving you a look at what's happening right now in Wilson. What you're seeing is a live look from Sky 5, reports of shots fired. We have seen people who are loaded into gurneys, put into the back of the ambulances, and what we're doing right now is trying to get more information. WRAL's Sean Gallagher arrived just moments ago. He'll try to give us an update here in a couple of minutes.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
All right, we do want to get back to that breaking news happening in Wilson right now. We have been above the scene, as you see, Sky 5 right there in a Walmart. We are hearing reports of shots fired there, and that is where we find Sean Gallagher. Sean, you arrived, I think, in the last 5-10 minutes. What have you been able to garner in terms of information since you arrived?
Well, Chris, it's still an extremely active scene here behind me. I mean, this would be troubling on any day of the year, but Christmas Eve, a lot of last-minute shoppers coming here, so it could have been a very dangerous situation. I want to give you a look of exactly what we're seeing here. We've got Wilson police. I've seen Wilson County sheriffs here, a couple of ambulances, even a fire truck as well, but really want to take a look at all of the people that have been evacuated here. It looks like a lot of employees that were evacuated as a result of this, but there are a number of people that are in the parking lot as well, dozens of vehicles that are out here that were likely inside of the Walmart at some point. But this is what we know so far. The Wilson Police Department tells us this is not an active shooter situation. There's no threat right now that they are aware of, so everything is good here. But they have not confirmed if there are any injuries at this point or any injuries that there could be, the severity of that as well. Clearly, this is a very active and ongoing investigation. We can see there are police officers here still taking statements from what look to be employees of the Walmart here. And, you know, by listening to some radio traffic from the police department here and dispatchers, this all happened, you know, about an hour and a half ago, but clearly a very active scene. We're going to work to try to get some more information, talk to some people that may have been inside during this and just see how everyone's doing. But a very troubling situation here in Wilson on Christmas Eve after reports of shots fired inside this Walmart, Chris.
Hey, and Sean, real quick, I just sent you a text just a little bit ago, someone who was at the Walmart, according to what I saw on social media. Why don't you go ahead and reach out to them, see if they're willing to chat with us, so maybe we can have some kind of perspective on what's going on here right now.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sean. All right, swinging over to our weather forecast today. I mean, it's one of those days, Chris, where you wish you could tell people it's going to be a white Christmas. You wish you could tell them it's going to be great, but you'll just have to wish them a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, just enjoy it no matter what the weather is. And folks are really trying to take advantage of that at the ice skating rink outside of Fenton in Cary, where currently it's near 70 degrees. Imagine that, ice skating when it's near 70. But hey, no matter what it is, hope you're finding time to enjoy the day. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s heading into the afternoon. That's about 20 degrees.
All right, as we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines that we're following today. Wilson police say there was a report of shots fired in the area of Walmart on the Forest Hills Road location. You can see this video right here, Sky 5. They say an investigation is happening, and we were there as there was that large police presence that's still right there in the parking lot, plus someone loaded onto a gurney. Police did say that they determined it was not an active shooter situation, but they are asking people to stay away from that area while they're investigating. At last check, no word on injuries. A woman is in custody after a stabbing in Raleigh. That happened around 10:30 this morning, and this was on Constellation Drive. When police arrived, they found a man who was stabbed and he was taken to the hospital, but he is expected to live. Police tell us the victim and the suspect did know each other. AAA says that today and tomorrow there should be minimal traffic as people travel for the holidays. They project that nearly 110 million people will travel by vehicle this year. It's an additional 2.2 million people on the road compared to the same period last year. AAA says 3.7 million North Carolinians will travel at least 50 miles from home. Well, someone could wake up tomorrow with a winning Powerball ticket in hand. Will it be you? We'll see. Tonight's drawing is an estimated $1.7 billion, and the huge jackpot has had 5 drawings worth at least $1 billion. Back in October 2023, it took 5 drawings before a winner hit the jackpot. The game says that this is the 47th straight drawing without a jackpot winner, a record for Powerball. Some people shared how they would use that life-changing amount of money.
I have a brother which takes care of my mother. Mommy lives with him now, so, you know, we would just do some things together as a family. And then I will bless the community.
Take care of my family, invest in properties, invest in real estate, and take care of my family.
If you know me, you know I got a bunch of siblings, so if I'm going to pay off anyone's house, there's going to be a lot. I'm going to need that lottery. Well, the $1.7 billion is actually just more than $781 million